Amma knows very well, right, about many of the problems, health issues associated with human beings. Now, when somebody got affected by stroke, let us take if they are a poor family and only the breadwinner is the patient that got affected by stroke. Now, the entire family is going to suffer. Why? Because now this person who got affected by stroke has all the details about the financial commitments or financial about the finance of the family or about the company or about the money that is in the bank or given as loan or to be collected as loan from a third party. So, all this are so important because if this poor family do not have access to any of these assets, no, they are going to suffer definitely. But the situation is that till the person recovers from the stroke, the family has to suffer, and in some cases the person might not recover at all. He had to be bedridden or she had to be bedridden the entire life without the ability to speak. Imagine the sorrow that this family had to undergo. Now, with that as the motivation, Amma was telling that we should do something to help these people, right, if they are able to communicate, right, if they are able to at least a minimum possible way, these families, they can definitely get out of their sorrow, they are to some extent. So, we built this device which captures the signs, eye movements, convert that eye movements into characters, words and sentences. Now, this we tested successfully with 3 different languages so far: English, Malayalam and Hindi, and now we are extending to other regional languages. We also successfully tested with more than 50 patients at Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, Kochi, and now we are entering into memorandum of understanding with multiple government research centers and organizations. Now, we had a MOU with NIPMER, National Institute of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. We are trying to enter into MOU with NISH, National Institute of Speech and Hearing. Last week, we signed 2 MOUs with 2 NGOs, Adarsh Charitable Trust and another NGO from Ernakulam. Right, like that, we want to put this device to use, to take to the public so that they benefit out of this device. This is one of its kind in India and also all over the world, because most of the devices that are available for the helping with the communication aid for the people with the speech loss, they all provide a capability to a partial communication to convey what they want, what is their need in a certain way. But our device gives them full communication capability, full speaking capability, as if whatever I want to speak, I can speak to anyone using my eye signs. I will tell one example. Let us say a professor lost his ability to speak and became bedridden because of severe stroke. After the therapy, the professor, right, is able to recover, but only partially but still bedridden and not able to speak. Now, our device, Netravaad, can be used by this professor. We can train them to use this device, and then once he start learning how to use the device, he can even engage in taking lectures, classes for the students, continue his career. Using his eyes, he can take lectures, seminars, webinars, everything as usual, lying in his bed. So, that is a uniqueness of this device, of one of its kind in the world. So, regarding the Netravaad, there came an opportunity to register a new startup and promote this as a product, and Amma was very much enthusiastic that it should reach people and then we should take up the startup. So, we registered a startup in 2024 January, and it's almost a year that the startup is doing really good. On the other side, we are looking at multiple options to enhance Netravaad, not only increasing the number of languages it support, but also enhance it based on the comfort level of the users. So, as the users give feedback, we take them very seriously and make sure that we incorporate these changes so that it becomes very easy for or very comfortable for the user to use the Netravaad. Netravaad literally means eye talk, that is speaking through eyes. But why do we need such device? There are so many people all over the world who have lost the ability to speak due to various reasons, maybe due to stroke or a spinal cord injury or any other reason or by birth. Now, how do they communicate? What is the way for them to live the rest of their life? So, we come up with this idea of using the eyes to communicate to the caretakers, the near and dear one. So, the Netravaad allows the users to use their eyes and capture the eye signs and use our AI based algorithms to convert these eye signs into characters, words, sentences, numbers. And these words and sentences are displayed on the screen or can be heard through the speaker that is integrated with the screen. Now, how does this work? Now, the device has a camera, as you see, a screen, and the controller part, which is the box you see here inside this box, along with the power management circuit. So, when the user makes eye signs, well, now the question would be, what are these eye signs? There are very simple eye signs that we expect the users to make, right? The eye signs up, down, left and right. So, when the user use this combination of eye signs looking through the camera, they can be either seated or lying on the bed. So, when they make the eye gesture or eye sign, the camera captures the eye signs and the algorithm that is part of the controller integrated into the system, the AI based algorithm will convert this eye signs into characters, words and sentences. Now, as I mentioned earlier, those would be displayed on the screen, and the voice can also be heard through the integrated speaker with the screen. Now, what you see on the screen is a simple app that we have developed for this purpose. As we go to support multiple languages and also make it user friendly. We have successfully tested this device for English, Malayalam, Hindi, and now we are trying to extend it to other regional languages in India as well as the world, so that the device benefits people all over the world who have speech issues. Now, in any mode, in any language, we have two modes. One is the training mode or mode 1 and the advanced mode or mode 2. So, in training mode we use the device for teaching the users now how to use the device, how to show the signs, how to show the signs focusing on the camera, how to show multiple signs, all these things we train them. Now, even before we train with the device, we have found out through our testing, elaborate testing, continuous testing with more than 50 patients or users at the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center of Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, Kochi, that taking the device to a patient will not be of much help, because the patient going through the rehabilitation or might have got into the condition where he or she might have lost the speech due to stroke a few days back. Now, taking them the device and showing them might not help much, because these users cannot understand what it means really, because they are already in a trauma because of they lost the speech suddenly a few days back or few weeks back. So, now instead of showing the device, we train them with the cards. We have designed multiple cards for the 5 eye signs. For example, this a center eye sign where the user need not look anywhere, just look at the camera. The next sign is the right sign, where the user just moves the eyeballs to the right side. The next eye sign is the left, where the user just moves the eyeball to the left side. The next eye sign is top, where the user looks or moves the eyeball upwards. And the final eye sign is down, where the user moves the eyeballs down, or it is also called close, eye close condition, right. So, with this 5 eye signs, combination of these eye signs, we create alphabets, words, sentences and numbers. Now, for example, in mode 1, as I mentioned earlier, for each language we have mode 1, which is the simplest one or training mode, where we train the users with few words that are commonly used by them. For example, if they are on the bed and they want to sit, how do they show through the eye sign? Now, for that they have to move their eyes left and come back to center. So, they look at the camera, move the eye to the left and then look at the camera. This simple eye sign will be converted into the word called sit, and that word would be displayed on the screen, and also a voice output through the speaker integrated with the screen will also be provided. Now, one more example, if the person want to lie down, right. So, you can see center, then right, then center. So, the person look at the camera, move the eyeballs to the right and then looks at the camera. This will create the word lay or lie down. Now, a little bit more eye signs, right. Now, you see 4 eye signs for the word drinking water, right. So, for the drinking water, from center the user looks down, then up or top and then center. So, the user looks at the camera, then down, then up and then center. So, this will create the word drinking water, and that is displayed on the screen as well as a voice output appears. So, through these charts we train the users so that when we show them the device, they are familiar already with what we want to do, right. So, by this way the users can start their rehabilitation in starting communicating with the near and the dear ones. The box shown at the bottom of the device has the controller and the power management system. Now, we are going to see how the device is going to actually work with the user. Now, we have a user for the demo, and the device is ready with the home screen showing various buttons. One is the start, the next one is the user manual, the settings and the power off. Now, let us go to the start button, see what happens. So, it goes to a follow up page where we are going to skip this and go to a mode called calibration mode, where the device makes sure that the focus is on the eyes in the face. Now, we are going to select the mode.
Set mode page.
Okay. So, anyhow, in the mode we are going to have, as I mentioned, two modes. The demo is for the English language. So, we have mode 1 and mode 2. Mode 1 is the one in which we have predefined words for few of the eye signs, and as I mentioned earlier, this can be used for training the patient to familiarize with the device. And mode 2 is to continuously speak, engage in a dialogue with a third party or with a friend or with a doctor or a physician. So, now let us go to mode 1.
English 1 selected.
So, you can also hear the term, right, the voice, the English 1 mode being selected. Now, you can see there are about 10 words listed on the screen and also the eye signs for each of the word. Now, let us begin with the first word, right, is yes. Yes is just looking up and coming to the center. So, now let the user use his eyes to create the word yes.
Yes.
Now, you can see the eyes moving here, right, and then the term, the word you heard, yes.